Ladies and gentlemen, every time we think about space, we imagine huge budgets, huge costs of space exploration, of literally taking a single kilo load to the orbit, let alone the moon or Mars 7 months later or so. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about something very, very important, because all those people who think about budgets, they only see the money, they don't see the actual impact space technologies have made here on Earth. And this is what this next keynote is all about. Introduction, Space Technologies for the Earth. Here to talk to you, Justyna Redełkiewicz, the European Union Agency for the Space Program. Enjoy.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me to be here, surrounded by all those great speakers that you could have seen in the last 2 days. As already introduced, in the last 2 days you could have seen how space technologies can take you to Mars in the future, how space technologies can help you to make business on the moon. But today I would like to conclude or close this series with Earth. It is not so common to know that space technologies on Earth are already so popular that an average EU citizen is using space technologies up to 80 times per day. So my name is Justyna Redełkiewicz. I'm working at the European Union Agency for Space Programs, and I would like to show you today a few examples of space technologies for Earth. First of all, a few words about our agency and the EU space programs. So the EU Agency for Space Program is a new agency. We were just set up on the 12th of May this year, so it has been just a few months of our operation. However, the team that is today working at EUSPA is the team that was working before in GSA, the GNSS agency, that was working already for more than 10 years, introducing Galileo and EGNOS to the market. EUSPA is located in Prague, in Czech Republic, but we have also some locations in France and Spain and Belgium. And we have today a few more than 200 employees, and we are heavily recruiting. So if you are interested in what we do after this presentation, I encourage you to join our team. Now a few words about the European space programs. I'm sure you have heard of 3. I will also present a little bit the others space programs that will come in the future. So first of all, Galileo and EGNOS. These are the few satellite navigation programs. Galileo is a global satellite navigation program, very similar to GPS, to Chinese Beidou, to Russian GLONASS. And it is augmented or a bit supported by EGNOS, that is our regional satellite navigation augmentation system that is providing integrity and increased precision, mostly for aviation, but is also used in agriculture. Next European space program is called Copernicus, and this is one of the biggest data generator in the world. Copernicus is an Earth observation program. There are several satellites with different sensors that take pictures of Earth and also measure different other indicators that can be used in many applications on Earth. And there are some other space programs that are in preparation. For example, GovSatcom, that is a program for secure communication for governmental applications, and some others such as space traffic management, space situational awareness. So as I mentioned, EUSPA is a new agency, but we have been working for more than 10 years already on Galileo and EGNOS. And I must say that it's not very well known, but Galileo is already implemented in many, many devices and applications. For example, in mass market, we have today almost 2 billion Galileo users of smartphones. 42 global smartphone brands already integrated Galileo, which corresponds to around 600 models. If you would be interested to know if you are already a Galileo user, we set up this website, usegalileo.eu, where you can check if your car has already Galileo, if your phone is already using Galileo. And of course, the website is also including information on other more professional devices, because Galileo and EGNOS are used today also in precision farming, in surveying and geodesy, and many, many other application areas. In our agency, we have also a small unit that is working on market intelligence. And we are making available for the public, for the industry mostly, a set of reports that are available on our website, where we describe the key trends, the size of the market, the forecast of revenues, forecast in terms of devices, but also some interesting information on technology trends. Because Galileo, when it started to be operational 4 years ago, it introduced also certain innovations, such as second frequency or some, as we call, differentiators that make the navigation signal more precise and more reliable. And if you are developing a solution where location or timing information could be used, I really encourage you to take a look at our technology report that is describing how you can be really on top of the latest innovations. And these reports are important because as a European Union agency, we also manage quite a large funding budget, where we support companies in building solutions and products and innovation together with us. And usually in all those programs, we really put stress or focus on having these products later at the market. And this is a good way, a good source to have information to estimate your market potential and to see where my technology could be used and what the growth of the market is. And looking at the market again, I was mentioning at the beginning, space technologies on Earth are a big thing, are very common, and actually are relevant for all of us. If you look at the shipments of devices, I'm sorry for the small chart, but I hope you can see it on your screens. Today, in 2021, we have more than 6 billion GNSS devices. Most of them are in so-called consumer solutions, which means smartphones, wearables, tablets. But this shows that soon there will be more GNSS devices than people on Earth, which means that all of us will actually have a space receiver in the pocket, even if it is in the form of a simple smartphone. And when we think of it, when we wake up, we check the weather. That is most probably using data coming from Copernicus. When we go for a morning run, we trace our run with Galileo. We drive to work, we use Galileo to find our destination. So we don't realize this, but really space is surrounding us every day. When we look at the Earth observation market, the size is slightly smaller than GNSS. We have around 4 billion estimation in terms of value of the revenues. But we believe at EUSPA that there is still a huge potential of Copernicus data use, and we take it as a challenge to support companies and support the development of applications using Earth observation data. And I would like to conclude with two topics. First of all, I think that it's already clear that we are using space technologies every day. But the strategy for the European space programs was to create technologies for the future. Because today, even if we have Galileo in our smartphones or in our navigation in the cars, we don't actually notice it because the requirements that we have as users, the precision, the reliability that we require being simple users, they are already enough. Even they were enough in the past with GPS. But the Galileo program and also now Copernicus programs are created to support the future development. And I would like to highlight that in all the future trends, being market trends or technology trends, the space data coming from these two programs are really critical and can be enablers. For example, in sustainability, when we track the indicators of climate change, it is the Copernicus that is giving most of the information to be able to monitor, for example, how the icebergs are melting and so on. In Internet of Things, when we think of connectivity, imagine that you have more than 30 billion devices connected in 5 years. It's important to know where these things are. So location information become very critical in the future applications. Augmented reality, similar. If you overlay augmented reality over real world, It's the location that is synchronizing both inputs and is able to place the augmented reality input on top of the real world. For autonomous systems, imagine autonomous car without a precise navigation. Imagine a drone that doesn't know precisely where it is, not only in terms of, let's say, longitude and latitude, but also in terms of height. And security and privacy. If we are all able to share our location, what about privacy? How we can protect ourselves? And also these questions we are trying to answer. So now in the next few slides, I will present a few examples of startups or companies that were working with us in the last months that were addressing some of these challenges that I presented right now. MyCarbon. MyCarbon is an app for smartphone that was created by a German team in one of our startup competitions. And in this app, you are able to calculate how much carbon footprint you are generating as a user. And you don't stop there, because knowing how much CO2 you are generating, you are able to support one of the local initiatives to offset your carbon emissions. So this is not only to give you the information, but immediately to give you a tool to do something about it. Another very interesting initiative that was discovered in one of our hackathons a few months ago is an app that is helping you to locate a tree in your direct neighborhood that requires watering. Because we discovered that, thanks to this great team that brought this idea to us, that more and more trees are dying because there is not enough precipitation, and because of all this urban development, water doesn't get to the roots and trees are dying. And with this social initiative, you could join the community and help to water the trees in your area. Another interesting example, VLabs, is a small startup from Switzerland that developed the augmented reality solution using the Microsoft HoloLens, the helmet. And they used the precise positioning of Galileo to locate different items. And for example, this HoloLens could be used for monitoring of railway tracks, or for example, in construction, to visualize in 3D the building that you are going to build. Another interesting solution, Argeo. This is more for PR specialists and marketing guys. So this is an app that enables retail chains, stores, or other organizations to do geo-marketing campaign around the city. So you could, for example, place a augmented reality shoe. There was a campaign with Nike, and there was a campaign also with sushi restaurant that was placing around this city some virtual reality sushi bites, and you could collect them and get coupons and get a special discount at the restaurant. Another interesting example, 10 Lines, is one of the winners of our past competition. It's a robot that is marking parking spaces. Apparently, if you are building a big shopping center and you have to paint 10,000 parking places very fast to enable the opening of the shopping center, it costs a lot of money, especially to do the geodetic measurements, to have the parking places really positioned in parallel way. And the Estonian team developed this robot that, using Galileo and precise location, is painting those parking places. The team was from Estonia. They made a demo in November, so unfortunately they couldn't paint on the snow, but we like the idea so much that they are one of our winners, and now really expanding the business and having first customers. This is a solution using a drone that is transporting medical content, mostly blood and organs, between hospitals in the city. This is a startup that was also participating in our competition, and now they demonstrated in real life that this can be working well, and we are helping them to get the first customers. And a Polish team that was one of the winners of our My Galileo drone competition. They used precise location of Galileo to build fireworks using drones. And this is where really the precision of location makes sense, because your picture really looks nice with the drones. And last but not least, because I wanted to show you not only the startups that work with us, but also the fact that we have big companies collaborating in our projects, mostly in our fundamental elements and Horizon 2020 projects. This is a project that we built together with Renault, Ficosa and ST Microelectronics. And the project finished with 4-level automation of autonomous car. So it was tested in Paris, and the car is still going to be in the market. Is still, let's say, the project is still ongoing, and the car will be soon on the roads, hopefully. So this is a summary of our funding programs. I will not have time now to explain them, but I would like to invite you for my presentation later today at 3 p.m., where I will go really into details of all our funding opportunities for large companies and for startups, explaining the topics, the criteria, and how you can be eligible and what are the deadlines. And last but not least, I would like to finalize my presentation with this announcement that on the 1st of September, we launched this new competition for startup. It's called My EU Space. And we are waiting for all innovative ideas until 15th of November this year. We are going to select 43 teams that will be working with us, being accelerated with us, where we will be helping with technical know-how, business know-how, but also with prizes. There is around €1 million prize pool, and there are very interesting challenges and topics. So there are 2 tracks, depending if you already have a prototype or if you only have an idea. So you can choose the track depending on the maturity of your product or solution. And we have 6 very interesting thematic areas. Move Me Smart, so all the solutions related to transport, smart mobility, movement of people. Our Green Planet, so all the solutions for sustainability, environmental protection, climate change. Space My Life, so all the solutions for everyday life, so for sports, fitness, travel, and so on. Map My World, so mapping, geodetic solutions, farming by satellite, and last but not least, my favorite, Dive in Quantum. So we are trying to look at how these new disruptive quantum technologies can be applied to space data and create something really extraordinary. So I really recommend all of you to come forward and submit your application. We will start evaluation on 15th of November, and I'm really looking forward to all your creative ideas. And I finished this with a link to our newsletter, so where you can be continuously updated on all the new initiatives of our agency, EUSPA. Thank you very much.